Hello everyone, Crude here today with another story. In today's story, I've decided I wanted to go back in time again to tell you more backstory, but not as far back as previous stories, a little bit closer to now. Anyways, let's get on with it. So, in this story in particular, we're going to be, as I stated previously, going back in time again. Just a little bit closer to now, only about 5 years back. This story having to do with my mind state at the time. You see, at the time in the story, I was 13 years old. This is about over 2 years after the events of that prank story that I told. Anyways, after the events of that prank story up to the point that I'm talking about now, I had slowly become more and more unstable. My thoughts had become darker, more crazed. Yeah, I think you get the point. Anyways, it just seemed like it had slowly become more and more fun to do antics and crimes similar to what I had done in the prank story, and slowly, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, I had done these things more and more over time, which is why Storytime episodes 1 and 4 even happen. But obviously, I'm not doing that extreme of shit when I'm younger as I do when I'm older. Anyways, with time, it just seemed like everything had just become more and more fucked up around me. I just felt more and more alone throughout the years, up until the point that I had been in the story. It just seems like these thoughts just wouldn't stop. I would just hear weird shit, mumble things to myself, and surprisingly enough, I wouldn't stutter like how I am now. Speaking of which, it seems like when it comes down to the fucking stuttering problem, that's become an issue recently. Maybe it has to do with my insanity, which is weird to think, you know, because when you're insane, you don't know that you're insane, but I do know that I'm insane to an extent, so I guess I'm not that insane, I suppose, you know? I mean, if I'm aware of it, then clearly my insanity must not be that bad. You know what I mean? Sure, it's there, but it's not that bad. Even though it is worsening, it's not that bad for the time being. I'm sure I can deal with it. And it just seems like whenever I'm just trying to talk and not sound crudish like I do in commentaries and whatnot, when I'm just talking, I suppose clearly for the most part in videos such as these, I have this problem of stuttering, but when I'm shouting and talking louder in other types of videos outside of these, it just seems like I don't have the stuttering problem. So maybe it just has to do with the tone of my voice and how loud I talk. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to figure it out. But this all goes back to that holiday nightmare, I suppose, and I suppose this is just an ongoing occurrence that's been going on more and more over the years. It just seems like this process has only been speeding up faster and faster throughout the years, and I suppose that with time, things have just gotten crazier for me, and I suppose that's really as far as it goes. But unfortunately, there really isn't much to say. I do have plenty of other stories that I'm going to tell in the future, at another time, at another point, at some point in the future. Not now. I'd rather not do that. It's just weird to think that things had only got more fucked up, and with what had happened at that event and in time a few years back, what it led to now with the current situation that I'm in, and just everything. I suppose there really isn't much else for me to say aside from I suppose I'll see you guys next time. I'm sure that when I go back to what I usually do, this problem won't be as bad as it is now. You know, the stuttering problem won't be as bad as it is now, but it'll probably be there, but I'll do my best to control it. Anyways, that's all I had to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Then, if you did, then fucking like it, subscribe, share, all that shit that you usually do with videos that you enjoy. And see you guys next time. Bye.